Hey everyone, I have a quick word to share today. And today's word is your prodigal is coming home. Your prodigal is coming home. And this word isn't for everyone, so please take it to the Lord for confirmation and always test the spirit behind every prophetic word, including mine. But if this word is for you, your prodigal is coming home, okay? And this might be a spouse, this could be a loved one, a family member, for whoever this word is for. And this is someone or some people. In some cases, it might be more than one person in your life, okay? But you have been praying relentlessly for this person for years, some of you. And if this word is for you, you've gotten to the point where you're just like, Lord, I'm not seeing the fruit. You know, some of you just want to give up because you're tired. And it's always when you are feeling the most resistance and the most like you want to give up that you are so close to a breakthrough regarding this person and your situation. And that's why it's so important to not stop praying, you guys. Because the enemy wants you to give up. He wants you to stop praying for this person. And so, you know, you've gone to God and you've just been like, God, I need a sign that this is going to be worth it, because I just feel like there are other things, people, places, territories that I could be praying for, because I'm just really not seeing any fruit here. I've been waiting so long. I've been, you know, putting a lot of emotional resources into this. And you're just frustrated. And the Lord is saying, no, keep going, because your prodigal is returning home, okay? And the Lord had me reading in Luke chapter 15 today. And Luke chapter 15 has got a couple different parables in it that I think are worth mentioning in this word. The first is the parable of the lost sheep. And we know it talks about the shepherd that goes after the one of the 99 and how he rejoices when he gets that sheep back, okay? The other one is the parable of the lost coin, okay? And the final one is the parable of the lost son, okay? And I think for many of you, this is especially worth reading for this word, because the parable of the lost son talks about how the son received his inheritance early and he went off and basically partied it all away. And while he did this, the other son stayed at home, you know, was a good steward, was supporting his father. And so the other son went off, he squandered all of his inheritance. And then he got to the point where he was starving. He couldn't even feed himself. And so he was noticing that even the animals that he was working to feed were eating better than him. And he said, even the servants at my father's house eat better than I'm eating. At least they don't go hungry. So I'm going to humble myself and I'm going to go home and I'm going to see if my father will take me back. Okay. So he goes back with, you know, a humble heart. And his father welcomes him back with fanfare. Okay, there's a celebration. They killed the fatted calf for the feast. And there's a couple things worth noting. Okay, this person who you've been praying for has been prideful. Okay, because this prodigal was prideful when he went off and squandered his money. Because you know he knew that that's not what his father wanted for him, and he disregarded it. He went off anyway and squandered everything. But when he finally basically hit rock bottom, which in some cases, some of these people have gotten to that point, they're realizing that the grass is not greener on the other side. They're realizing that, you know, whatever you spoke to them, whatever you had told them in the past and they disregarded, they're thinking heavily on those words that you had spoken to them. And they're looking at their current situation and reflecting and realizing that they were wrong. Okay, so some of you are going to be getting a heartfelt apology. And you should, if this is a prodigal that the Lord has called you to pray for, you've been standing in the gap for this person, you should receive them with open arms. You should walk in forgiveness toward them, just like the Father did, okay? And I'm not speaking about people that God called you away from these people, okay? So that's why it's so important that you're spending daily time in relationship with the Lord, that you're sitting with the Lord every day. So is this someone that I am to receive back with open arms, or is this someone that I need to say no to? It's so important that you have your own personal relationship with Jesus Christ so that you know your Father's voice. It says in John chapter 10, my sheep know my voice. They won't follow a stranger, okay? So if this is your prodigal, whether it's a child, an adult child, your kingdom spouse, they're coming home, and they're coming home with a humble heart. They're going to be apologizing, and there's going to be a celebration. For some of you, this is a wedding celebration. This is, something that the Lord has spoken to you. You've been waiting for, you've been praying for, and it's coming to fruition in this season. And so listen, just be ready. Be ready for you're going to be shocked. It's like, it's been so much time has passed that you really had gotten to that point where you really had felt down and like you were almost ready to give up. But if this word is for you, you haven't given up on this person. You've continued to toe the line. You continue to pray. And that's not to say that, you focused all your attention on this person, because for many of you, God has had you doing other things in purpose. So while you've been praying for this person, you haven't been fixating on them or like obsessing on them. You've just been kind of trusting the Lord to do his work in them, to finish the work he started in them. Ephesians chapter 1. Some of these people, these prodigals, have had their Damascus encounter where we know Paul on the road to Damascus, Saul became Paul. Okay, so for some of these spouses, this is the Saul to Paul moment. And you might not know what that moment was. You might not know what happened, but something went down in the spirit. Something went down with your spouse, and they realized there's no turning back. They realized that they need to get in alignment. They realized that there's no more playing Jonah, that they need to get in a purpose, okay? And so you're going to see, not only is this person coming back, but you're going to see a change in their behavior. You're going to see the good fruit, okay? The fruit of the Spirit. And if you're not seeing the good fruit, make sure you're, setting boundaries. Ask the Lord how to deal with this person, okay? So if this word is for you, get in the comments and say, my parable is returning home. My parable is prodigal is returning home. My prodigal is returning home. And come into agreement with this word if you know it's for you. And if you feel the Holy Spirit leading you to sow into this message, all my info is in the description on this video. If you're interested in one-on-one coaching and mentoring, you can book a half-hour or hour session with me through the Calendly link in the description on this video. So go check that out. If you're interested in joining the membership group for this channel, #Team Jesus, just click the join button for more info on that. And I don't know if some of you, I had one of my members tell me that they received like a fraud alert from their bank or something regarding the membership group that is done here on this channel through YouTube. So listen, the enemy's been just attacking at every angle. It doesn't surprise me, but I don't know if any other of you have been experiencing that specifically with the membership group for this channel. So let me know in the comments, or if you're a member. We're probably going to do a members only live stream this week, so you can let me know during that if you're still a member. This person was still a member, so obviously they figured out a workaround. And you guys, I still never received my Team Jesus t-shirt when I was in Vegas, so it's been about 2 weeks. I need to go on and check the website just to check the tracking on it, because it'll say if it's in production or what's going on. So I'm going to find out and I'll let you know. But the sweatshirt came right away. So the sweatshirts are green light because it must be a different vendor, and it came right away. So shout out to the sweatshirt people. And then what else? Oh, just want to welcome all my new subscribers to the family. If you haven't yet subscribed, go ahead, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. And just know I appreciate each and every one of you so much. I love you all with the love of Christ, and stay blessed.